Simon, the director for the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said yesterday that there was a second wave of COVID-19 that was likely to hit us even harder and on deadlier proportions. He is walking back, though, on that statement today.
Well, he's kind of not really walking it back, Christine. I mean, that is clearly what President Trump wanted him to do at this briefing that's underway at the White House tonight. It is a very dyspeptic briefing that President Trump is leading at the White House, and it began with the president expressing absolute fury over the story in the Washington Post that featured the interview with Dr. Redfield, and then fury about the way in which other media organizations had characterized the Washington Post story. The headline in that Washington Post piece read, "CDC director warns second wave of coronavirus is likely to be even more devastating."
Iran's Revolutionary Guard says the country is now able to, quote, monitor the world from space after successfully launching its first military satellite into orbit. The US has accused Iran in the past of using its space program as a cover for missile development, allegations Iran denies. President Donald Trump in Washington, while not addressing the launch directly, did tweet a warning about Iran harassing American ships at sea. Here's what the head of the Revolutionary Guard said about the launch.
It is a necessity for such powerful defense forces like the Revolutionary Guard to have access to advanced capabilities. Today, the powerful armies of the world have no comprehensive defense plan if they don't have a place in space.
China has decided to increase its contributions to the WHO by $30 million. This on top of a previous contribution of $20 million for COVID-19 prevention and control, as well as support for healthcare system construction in developing countries. Since the start of the COVID-19 outbreak, the WHO has actively fulfilled its responsibilities, upholding an objective, fair and scientific position. It has always played an important role in helping countries respond to the pandemic and promoting international cooperation in the fight against epidemics.
Videos of confrontations between Israeli police and ultra-Orthodox Jews have been flooding Israeli social media for weeks. The tension was sparked by coronavirus measures that restricted and banned gatherings. These scenes in the neighborhood of Mea Shearim in Jerusalem show ultra-Orthodox worshippers clashing with the police over their attempt to ban communal prayers inside a synagogue. The worshippers hurled objects at the police, who responded by firing stun grenades, one of which injured a child. Israel has more than 13,000 cases of the coronavirus, and 75% of the cases in Jerusalem are among the Haredi ultra-Orthodox community.
China has rejected Australia's call for an independent investigation into the original source and response to the coronavirus outbreak. Foreign Minister Marise Payne announced on the weekend she would push for an independent review of the COVID-19 pandemic. A review would aim to identify the genesis of the virus and the approaches to dealing with it, including Beijing's early handling of the outbreak. But China's foreign ministry spokesman has hit back, arguing Australia's comments are disrespectful to the Chinese people.
China's performance and our contribution has been widely praised by the international community. Any doubts on China's transparency in prevention and control of the epidemic is not in line with the facts.
Taiwan lawmakers have passed a bill to increase coronavirus relief spending from 60 billion NT to 210 billion NT dollars. The bill cleared its third reading on Tuesday. It provides for discount vouchers and cash payouts to an estimated 3 million people.
It also contains the option to raise spending to 420 billion NT dollars if needed. Lawmakers voted down the KMT's relief package, which proposed cash payouts to all but the very richest, or an estimated 15 to 17 million people. After the bill failed, KMT lawmakers left the floor in protest.
Authorities served a search warrant at the San Pedro home of Paul Flores early this morning. It's the second time this year. Investigators say he continues to be a person of interest in the 1996 disappearance of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo student Kristin Smart. The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office said with the help of the LA County Sheriff's Department, they went to look for specific items of evidence, but they couldn't release any details because the warrant is sealed by the court.
I didn't see anything this morning, but I know this is the second time that they've been here. Last time they were here with the FBI.
This neighbor named Mike, who doesn't want his face shown, is talking about the first time a warrant was served here. That was just this past February, when Paul Flores sat in a sheriff's car while FBI agents carried out bins and boxes from his home.
We do begin with breaking news. Authorities declaring a disaster after severe storms overnight.
Dramatic video from Oklahoma shows one of several reported tornadoes. The storms also causing major destruction in Texas.
Across both states, at least 5 people have been killed and dozens injured.
Oh my God. Look at that, right above J&I.
This morning, a massive tornado caught on camera, roaring through southern Oklahoma, slamming into a sheet metal business. The twister sending shrapnel hundreds of feet into the air.
Golly, it's huge.
Witnesses say several vehicles were thrown into trees and the semi-truck blown over.
But look at that. That thing is getting larger and larger and larger. That thing is violent. That is a violent tornado.
Overnight, officials in Oklahoma confirming at least 2 people were killed from the storms.